Guys, welcome back to another video. Now in this video I want to give an update on the Aaron Hernandez double murder trial. Now I'm gonna read part of what's going on as of right now, because a judge just made a key ruling in this case that could affect this case in the long run. So I'm gonna read that, then I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. Now it says a Massachusetts judge has ruled this week that prosecutors can tell the jury about two tattoos they contend relate to the crimes Hernandez is waiting trial on. Now, murder charges for the fatal shootings of two Boston men in 2012 and a witness intimidation charge for the non-fatal shooting of a friend of Aaron Hernandez back in 2013. Now, the two men that he's accused of murdering is Daniel D'Abreu and Safiro Furtado. I just wanted to point that out. Now, in regards to Aaron Hernandez tattoos, I'm just going to read this and then I'll give my thoughts. Now, it says what sets Hernandez's case apart is the distinctiveness of two of his tattoos. Now, one depicts a 6-shot revolver with 5 rounds of ammunition in the cylinder and 1 empty chamber with God forgives beneath it. Now, the prosecutors say they plan to present evidence that Aaron Hernandez fired 5 shots from a revolver into a car on July 17th, 2012, killing 2 men. Again, that was Daniel D'Abreu and Safiro Furtado. Now, the other tattoo in question, it depicts a semi-automatic pistol and a single spent shell casing with a wisp of smoke. Now, prosecutors accuse Hernandez of shooting his former friend, Alexander Bradley, with a single round from a semi-automatic pistol in 2013 because Bradley, who was a witness to the 2012 double slaying. So they're saying here that possibly the reason why he shot Alexander Bradley is because he was a witness in the 2012 slayings. Now, Breen said that the prosecutors could try to persuade the jury that the tattoos are an admission of guilt by Aaron Hernandez, but his lawyers would also make a case that they have nothing to do with the crimes from the double slaying and 1 shell casing with the smoke to show an attack on another victim. It becomes a matter of who's telling the story better to the jurors. Now, that's very important. Now, this is not a set a precedent. There have been tattoos used in the past to decide the fate of the person that's, being prosecuted. Now, like I said, it's not setting a precedent, so this is nothing. I've seen this before where people have identified the perpetrator by tattoos. Just want to read this. It says, in 2014, a Kansas man charged with murder was given permission to wear a turtleneck to cover up a tattoo of the word murder spelled backwards on his neck. In that same year, an Indiana judge ordered a twice convicted killer to grow out his hair to cover up a tattoo that read Death Row X with the number 3 before going on trial for a killing of a third person. And there was other cases where a tattoo on the neck of a self-described neo-Nazi accused of stabbing his neighbor and killing his friend, killing a friend of his neighbor's son. That tattoo was actually used against him as well, because in that case, they were able to identify the killer because of a particular tattoo. It was a very distinctive tattoo. Now, for Aaron Hernandez, I just want to give my thoughts on this really quickly. Now, this case can go 2 ways, okay? The first thing that I'm thinking, first there are surviving victims in this case. Are they able to recognize distinctive tattoos from a particular distance? Because remember, these people were in the car at the time of the shooting, And if you can imagine someone shooting into your car, you're not really going to have time to look at hand tattoos and things like that. Because, you know, Aaron Hernandez had tattoos at the time of the murder. But the tattoos that they're going to allow in court, he got these after the murder. But will they be able to identify, like, neck? I don't think he had a neck tattoo at the time, but I know he had tattoos on his arm. But now, as far as that, now they're saying that he got tattoos. This is what the prosecutor's alleging, that he got tattoos commemorating the murders. Now, are they going to be able to prove to the jury that he got these tattoos because of the murders? And like they said before, it's going to be a matter of who tells the best story and which side is going to be able to convince the jury that he did so. Now, I know his defense attorneys are probably going to contend that, you know, people get tattoos all the time, and the tattoos that's in question that's going to be allowed in court really is not going to show any guilt, you know, because they're going to say that Aaron Hernandez had several tattoos in the past and he just like getting distinctive tattoos for whatever reason. Maybe he just like, he's in love with guns or whatever. But my question to you is, will he get a fair trial in this case? Because he's already been convicted of one murder. All of this news is in the court, just like I'm reading it to you now. Possible jurors out there in the jury pool are actually reading this as well. So in my opinion, it's going to be hard for him to get a fair trial in this case. But obviously, you know, maybe they could find some jurors out there that's not actually reading this information. But it's going to be damaging. In my opinion, it's going to be damaging. These tattoos that's going to be allowed in court is going to be damaging to his defense. And, you know, we're just going to have to see what Jose Baez and the rest of his defense team going to come up with to contend with the prosecutor's claims. So that's just yet to be seen. But I think it's going to be damaging. But I know some of you probably thinking, like, people get tattoos all the time. Maybe it's coincidence that he got these types of tattoos after these murders. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it's going to be up to the jury to decide, you know, decide this case, excuse me. So I would like to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think this is going to affect the jury outcome in this case? I think so, but I would like to hear from you and, you know, to get your analysis on this for those that's following this case. And from what I've seen in the past, a lot of people are actually following this case and actually interested in it because, like, a lot of people share the same opinions that I have. Like, how can this guy throw away such a huge opportunity? But then on the other hand, I started thinking, well, this guy has a deeper rooted problem, and football and all the money in the world couldn't fix that. He had a deep psychological problem going on here. Just could you imagine for a second if these claims are true, after the murder, he'd get tattoos commemorating the murders? It's a very diabolical and sick kind of individual. But yeah, so if there's anything else that arises in this case, I will report it. And again, I would like to hear your thoughts and comments on this case. And also, if you like our content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also click on the bell next to it so you can get updated each time we put out new content. And also, if you like, please share with your family and friends as well. All right, guys, I look forward to hearing your commentary on this case. Reading your commentary on this case. Take care.